Hi, please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. Hello, everybody. I am Sandra Pelly. You probably know that if you're on my YouTube channel. And I have discovered back, about 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, that I am the Dragon Ally. And what's really been unfolding for myself is this incredibly, very interesting pathway around the inner dragon energy. And I really love that because what's been unfolding is recognizing that I'm really into number three. So there's past, present, and future, mine, yours, ours. There's the Trinity. There's the beginning, middle, and end into infinity and beyond. There's the mind, body, and soul. Uh, there's the little you, the physical body, the higher self. There's the inner child, the human, and the inner dragon. And that really excites me. It just makes me go, ah, about this. What's really fascinating about that is this really cool energy about discovering what does that inner child really mean. And so through a series of events, I have in 2024 only been home for 36 days of the 120 days of the year so far. And I was on my way home, or at least on my way to a city where some of my family live to go to a granddaughter's birthday. And my truck broke down. So I had to limp back to this town that I'm in, actually a place called Revelstoke, British Columbia, to see what was wrong with the truck. As it turns out, there's something really wrong with the truck, and I am now here. I am not going anywhere for a couple days. And so I really stepped into the energy of really discovering what this was all about. First of all, today, well, as I'm videoing this, it is 420. That's that April date that many of us are very familiar with regards to marijuana and the usage of. So 420 is a really big day. It also is a huge conjunction with Taurus and Jupiter and other planetary, solar, galactic type of energies. And upon looking upon my transit last night for today, I was in complete awe. My sun, my moon, my Mercury are all in Taurus. They're also, I believe, I think that's the 11th house that they're in as well. So lots of energy coming up around that specifically. It's about my values. It's about technology. It's about change. And then that 11th house is also around. I think it was, I can't remember what it is exactly. That's not my forte, but know that I have a book that I follow because of my beautiful friend Kitty Foss and her Optimize program. She's just the most incredible storyteller, astrologer. I just want to give her a little kudos there. Anyway, upon my realization that I was going to be stuck in one place, I chose to go, wow, this is an incredible opportunity to actually dive deeper into what does this inner dragon actually mean for humanity rather than just my own pathway on this. Now, I want to tell you a couple small things that led up to this. One is that for the entire month of January, I was literally recovering from COVID, totally recovering from COVID. The month of February, I was mountain biking in the US with my husband for the whole month. So active, really moving, doing things. Came home from that trip, was home literally 3 days, turned around, got an emergency call, and had to go assume the role of a full-time caregiver for one of my family members. When their spouse came home, I was also then placed into the role of helping to be a caregiver for that spouse. And that spouse spoke to me about really getting the house ready. So I, for the last 6 or 7 weeks, through March and April, have literally been putting my heart and soul and physicalness into caretaking, into emptying out their house, preparing things for a big move, meaning, contacting family members. Do you want this? Do you want that? Taking stuff to a share shop, getting stuff ready for a garage sale, just totally cleaning out their house in a really major way. And through all of this, I have been running some really incredible workshops. In fact, the day I got the call, the very next day, I drove like 9 hours through the night to get to that place, and sit outside the hospital and start a 2 day full 17 speaker summit that I had put on. So really being put into a position of having to do something. And I called upon a beautiful friend, that beautiful Kitty Foss that I had just mentioned. She really stepped up for me and helped run that summit in a very beautiful, magical way. Leading up to that summit as well, I just want to give a kudos to Janice Hawkins. She's the one that really helped me with my preparing my website. For anybody who's interested in my website, it's sandrapelley.com. So Sandra, Sandra, Pelley, Pelley.com. Very easy to find. Anyway, so the long and thick of it is I have been very, very forward moving. I've been overwhelmed by all these different emotions, and I personally have not had any emotional release. I've gone for walks, I've done self-care, I've taken care of myself, meaning I've gotten to go, get booster juices, I've gotten to go get out and do things, but there's always been this time crunch. Need to be back here for this, need to be back there for that, need to be present to do this, need to be present to do that. You can feel the energy of how I'm even saying this, right? So get in my truck yesterday to get driving. I got about 4 hours down the road. I've been magically having an incredible day. I'd say that most of the day at that point had still been all tens. I had been to a farmer's market. I saw an incredible sign that said, "You are loved." And I really felt that. I was listening to a few days before, I had been in a meditation, and Frank Sinatra's song, I Did It My Way, came in. And here I am at this farmer's market yesterday, and there's a man standing there playing his guitar. And guess what song he's singing? I Did It My Way by Frank Sinatra, which was like, wow. So anyway, continued on my travels, saw these beautiful things, was really enjoying the day, even saw a pheasant. So I'm going to have to look up what pheasant means. Um, and then my truck broke down. So I had to backtrack a good 25 minutes. I had to backtrack. That was the distance if I was going the regular speed of the highway. However, I wasn't doing the regular speed of the highway. I was doing almost half the speed. So it actually took me a fair amount of time to go back to the city I had just gone through, which is Revelstoke, British Columbia. And I made a couple calls during that, and I was getting quite emotional. And I literally, once I found out the truck was toast for the time being, I actually let the emotions go that I've been storing up for 6 or 7 weeks. So yesterday I did a lot of emotional releasing. I did a lot of crying. I thought I would look like a basket case a day, but look, I look pretty damn good. Having said that, I reached out to my best friend. I was going to go see her on my way through in Alberta. I had to break that date with her. I was able to really do an emotional release with her as well. I did a lot of crying. I did an emotional release with my husband. I did an emotional release with my girl, Kitty Foss. I did an emotional release by myself. I did an emotional release all over the place. It was ridiculous how much I cried in about an hour and a half yesterday. But oh my gosh, I feel so much better for it today. Then last night, I looked at my transits for today with regards to my astrological stuff. And from there, have chosen to do an interview with a bunch of card decks today to really explore the inner dragon and what it means for all, what it's all about. So the first card that came through, or the first question that I ask of the card, is the describe yourself. And now I'm not asking the deck cards to describe themselves. What I'm asking is for the inner dragon, for all of us, for all of humanity, for anybody, anywhere. Well, maybe I should explain what the inner dragon is, right? So the inner child is the protector. It is the piece of us that has learned through all kinds of hearing, watching, and experiencing. It has learned to protect itself. As an adult, we go into adulthood still as that child. That's why we react that way. It's why we often think, why am I reacting this way? It's because our inner child is still in protection mode, right? So that's the physical body as well, the humanness in us that's being affected, the present day energy, right? And then the inner dragon energy, it's the action taker. It is also the protector of the inner child. So once we unleash that inner dragon energy, it can help the inner child manually go through the experiences or witness the experience to move through them and learn new habits. So I asked this inner dragon energy to describe itself. And with the first card, I've got like 6 decks with me. I chose to use 5 of them for this reading. And in the first card, the Describe Yourself, I'm using Caroline Mitchell's Dragon Path. Now, at the time that I'm recording this, I am slated to have a podcast be a guest appear. I will have a guest appearance on Caroline Mitchell's podcast in the upcoming months. So look for that with Caroline Mitchell. So describe yourself. So take note of this. It is 4/20/2024. So look at all these 2s and 4s, okay? The card that got drawn for this is number 24. Like, really? You can't make this stuff up. It may look backwards to you there. I'm not sure what it looks like on your side of things. When I'm looking at the screen right now, it's backwards, but the number is 24. Wow. So first of all, 2 is all about balance. Notice there are 2 pillars in there, right? 2 wings, 2 front limbs. There's so much energy in the balance. So that's what this inner dragon is stepping up to do. The inner dragon is stepping up to help us find balance between the inner child and the adult version of ourselves. As well, there is this incredible light energy. Notice the almost angelic like being at the top of this card as well. Very, very powerful. And it's almost as though I'm getting this sense of, dragon energy has been coming up really big for humanity in a way that, it's even difficult to put to words because there's so much dragon energy coming in 2024. It's absolutely profound, very, very deep. One of my friends had a dragon come in or burst from her chest, actually. The beautiful Tina Dubois, she's got her own posse of dragons now. One was there, and now she's up to 102. And maybe even by the time I get this posted, she'll have that many more. It's just really, really magical what's unfolding for people when they choose to connect with the inner dragon or the dragon energy. So there's massive support with this dragon energy. But also, too, I really want you to recognize, and I'm going to say the word and instead of but, and I also want you to recognize that there is even more support coming in behind the dragon energy. Okay. So very, very powerful, powerful card. So I'm just going to take a look at what it says in the book. And I don't normally do this, but given that I have asked the question to find out more about inner dragon energy for all of us, I really wanted to be very thorough in this understanding the inner dragon energy because I've learned it for myself. And now I want to bring it forward to each of you. How does this inner dragon work, right? So the first thing that comes up is only truth has integrity and can stand the test of time. Wow. So the inner dragon illuminates what cannot be seen, okay? Your truth needs to be seen and shared. You cannot hide behind your masks anymore. So it's about you. Oh my gosh, wow. I'm just really kind of stunned by this. I listened to a podcast yesterday that was so impactful. And the woman, what's the word I'm looking for? The podcast that I listened to, she was speaking about, it was the next level soul is what I was listening to, okay? And it was a woman who was speaking about this experience that she had, I believe it was an 85 car accident. Anyway, long story short, one of the things that she really brought forward was the need to love oneself. And that's what my message has always been. It's been about that inner child and loving that inner child and growing from that. So we're loving me, and then we learn to love myself. And all of those things, we become love, we become loved, we become loving, we become lovable. And that is what this dragon, the inner dragon, wants to illuminate, to show is speak your personal truth. And by speaking your personal truth, it means I won't stand for this type of treatment of myself anymore, that I won't treat myself like this anymore. So powerful, so very, very powerful. So your shields of false protection can no longer save you. So that inner child is being asked to totally change how it's looking at the world with this inner dragon's help. It's so powerful. So it also, this one is actually the Caroline's calling this angel specifically Archangel Uriel. And this is one of the only dragons that she's ever met at this time that actually has this incredible angelic energy that it holds as well. So look up Archangel Uriel as well for yourself, okay? So the Illuminare, this beautiful Illuminare dragon, shows up when we're not seeing something. Okay. So I was moving, and I wasn't standing still. I was asked to stand still. And it was really wild because a couple days ago, I had at least 3 visions of my truck, and I thought it had been in a vehicle accident. It was so weird. And I would shift the energy of that truck energy, and because I thought I was seeing something, and I had the ability to change that. What it was showing me was a premonition. I had a premonition about my truck not running, and that's in essence what occurred for myself. I didn't manifest that. I had a premonition. It was really incredible. So it put me in the position where I had to stop and learn what I need to learn about inner dragon right now, so that I can bring that forward to the world in a different manner than just my own experience. So it says here, this is usually of a spiritual or personal nature that needs to be uncovered. And uncovering right now what the inner dragon means for humanity is massive, absolutely massive, right? You are ready to deal with your inner child work. Okay, you are ready to unleash your inner dragon. I'll let you know that. So whether this is a spiritual awakening or deep personal healing, flow with it. Give yourself the space and the energy to do that. This Illuminaire, this dragon card, it's describing itself as I will stop you and show you what you need to work at. I will show you what you need to look at. Okay. So the rest of this message is spiritual warriors of earth. Collectively, we can change the world. And I believe even as far back as Edgar Cayce, the word love has been in the forefront, or it's been in the background, and it's coming into the forefront a lot more. Love yourself. It's not enough to love other people. You need to love yourself. Okay. The world may not be ready for dragons in their full energy, but holy cow, have we ever stepped up our awareness of them and our willingness to work with them in this past year, 2 years, and going into 2025, it just continues to increase. You and others like you and myself are preparing the way for this beautiful, incredible love energy, and the Illuminaire is telling us all about it. So that's what the describe yourself is all about with regards to this card. So powerful, so magical. So I'm doing the deck, and this one's Dragon Path by Caroline Mitchell. The first question in the deck was, in the interview, was describe yourself. Inner dragon for everybody and all. Describe your own energy. Very powerful, powerful experience. Thank you.